my video talking about smoking filter with Wednesday 13. Got something like 140 likes and 13 people saved the video on TikTok, and I thought that was really interesting. And so it made me want to tell, but oof. So I thought I would tell a little bit more of some 13 Wednesday story. I've gone to see him a bunch of times. Saw him in Dallas, I think. New Orleans, I think. San Antonio, maybe 3 or 4 times. First time I saw him was in St. Louis, Missouri, at FUBAR. Actually went to go see him in Abilene, Texas once, and that was the first time that I saw the band Gabriel and the Apocalypse. I don't remember the name of the first band that came on to play, but it was such an itty-bitty little witty tiny stage. I mean, it was so small. The singer of that band, he wasn't even gonna fool with being on that stage. He was down there with all the people, and he was just, wow, just screaming, yeah. I was like, yeah, good screaming. Then Gabriel and the Apocalypse came on, and they all got on that stage. They all were up there, and Gabriel, you know, that is a tall-ass woman. Oh my God, that's one of them ladies that's like, you know, just looking at her, you know, she could whoop your ass. I mean, like, but she is an extremely sweet lady. I mean, like, really, really nice. I was just, wow, you know, really cool getting to meet her. And she has a extremely interesting look to her, and very unique beauty. And tall woman. Her music co-creator, motherfucking Figgles, MF Figs. That is a wild guy. That is a wild guy. Very interesting man. Yeah, they all got up on that stage, and they were all like, fuck, woo! They were all fucking getting into it, you know. And apparently that's just how they do it. Every show. Whether anybody cares or not. They're into it. And guess what? They had a great time. It was awesome. And I met this lady who was very goth. Not sure about how much in the DIY side of it, but very goth. And I found it strange that she actually wanted to talk to me, because for some reason, at least in the Dallas and San Antonio, and none of the goth people ever wanted to say a fucking word to me. That's not weird, you know. I don't know that it's particularly out of place for goths, but for me, it's not weird at all, because nobody ever wants to fucking talk to me. It's probably because I'm different, which is probably due to the severe ADHD and the possibility that I am on the autism spectrum. You know, was having a nice time chatting with this lady. It was pretty nice, you know. She seemed sweet, you know. We told some stories, and they told some stories, and it was all story time, and just waiting for Wednesday to get up there, and standing with this goth chick I thought was pretty interesting. Wednesday comes on stage, and man, he came on the stage. I mean, he when I say that, I mean he walked up on the stage. He was trying to do the singing thing, but he couldn't hear him, and he was making all these gestures, and then his sound came on, and then his sound came, you know, turned off, and he made some more gestures, and he walked off stage. And, you know, at first I thought he was just playing or whatever. I thought he was just messing around. I went up there and I talked to Roman, and I said, what's going on? And he said, the sound guy is being an asshole. The sound guy is drunk, and he's being a dick. And he keeps turning Wednesday's vocals off, which is bad for him, because he ends up having to sing louder so that he can hear himself, and ends up hurting his voice. And then Roman said, usually Wednesday just goes over there and beats the shit out of the guy. But this time he's trying to stay in a good mood because his granddaughter is on the way to being born. I guess that sound guy is a lucky guy that night, because I am sure Wednesday would have whipped him up a silly. Wednesday's got that feel about him, you know. If you messed with him too hard, like, he's gonna put it to you. I can appreciate that about somebody. But also, Wednesday is an extremely nice and polite man. I just think that's really cool. Like, somebody that you can feel, if you messed with them too much, they would whip your silly ass like a brick getting smashed in the grass. But also being a extremely patient and super polite, nice guy. I love that. And then, you know, Wednesday wasn't coming back up on that stage. He had to call it. It wasn't right, you know, the sound guy was being an ass, you know, there was no way it was gonna work out. And that stage was so tiny. They had driven 7 or 8 hours to get there to find out that the sound guy was an ass and that the stage was so tiny. It was a scheduling whoopsie. And the goth chick next to me, she started crying, like big crying, big sobbing. The big sobba cry. And I've seen it before. It's that cry that people do to get somebody to come over and talk to you. And that's exactly what happened. And somebody came over and talked to her, and they walked her into the trailer, and, you know, they hung out with her for a while. And I just waited outside the trailer because I was not willing to let it go, you know. Like, I went there to go see that man. If nothing else, I was at least gonna say hi. Then I'm waiting outside, sitting on, you know, them like big old concrete stones that all stacked up, and they got plants inside them, you know, little plant bed. And I'm sitting there just waiting. And then the goth lady comes out the trailer, and she walks away, giving me a glare. I decided after all that I didn't really want to talk to her anymore. Wednesday finally comes out, and he says hi to a few of the people, and he sits next to me, and we talk, because most everybody else just went away. They just left, you know. I think most of the people there was, you know, people in the town that wanted to see some music. Maybe they didn't really know of Wednesday 13. Yeah. They were just sticking around to see what it'd be like. And he sits next to me, and I'm like one of the last people there, and we're talking. And I actually had picked up a little plank of wood on the drive up there. Every time I had a minute to draw on him, I would draw some face on that plank. And I tried to get him done by the time I saw Wednesday, because I wanted to show it to him, you know. Because I like showing people things they probably have never seen before. And this was the guy. This is the guy. This is the guy. Wednesday thought this boy was really interesting, and he was like, "What's his name?" And I said, "I don't know what his name is." I was thinking about calling him Clack, because I got another plank I called Plunk. And Wednesday said, "He looks like a Clegg. He looks like his name is Clegg." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's your name, buddy? Your name's Clegg." And Wednesday signed him on the back. See, Wednesday 13. And then he wrote, "God save us from religion." I think he misspelled it on purpose. Wednesday and Roman were extremely nice about all of it. And since me and Clegg had stuck around, they were like, "You know what, we're going to San Antonio next. And if you want to go, you know, meet us down there. We'll put you on the guest list since you already paid to see me," and all of that. And me and Clegg were like, "Oh, buddy, you know I want to do that. Yeah." So that's what we did. I took Clegg around. I said hi to Gabriel and the Apocalypse, and motherfucking Figs was quite drunk, and he gave me some kisses on the neck. I thought that was nice. And they all signed it too. You can see, what is that? Motherfucking Figs. Much love. Gabriel and everybody else signed it. Everybody else in the band signed it. In Gabriel and the Apocalypse, but only Wednesday signed it in Wednesday 13. Went down San Antonio, me and Clegg. We saw Wednesday. And it was great. And still, none of the other goth people there said hi to me. The end.